Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura, and today I'm doing a flip through of my sketchbook revival journals that I just completed. So this is the first journal that I made. It's called A Vessel of Voices, and the tutorial was from Kiela Give Hands. I might have not said her name correctly, but this journal I made was 4 by 11 size, so it's very tall. And she named it First Not Only, so that's why I put it on here. And I put some blurbs, blob of birds on here, and yeah, so I made it really thin and really tall, so it was like a challenge, but I love the way the book moves. So it's 3 signatures. The first signature is in this part here, and then there's another signature here, and then it flips the other way, and there's another signature in the middle. So really like how that worked. So I'm just gonna flip through, but I didn't really like this size. I did work in it, but I wound up making a smaller size. I cut it in half, and I'll show that as well. And then I have a 2 other journals that I made as well as I was working through. So I'm going to flip through, and I tried to write on each page what artist it was so I could look back, but we'll see what happens. So this was the Binge 2025 Binge from May 27th to June 9th. I just used scrapbook paper. And then this one was The Intention by Amber Bonici. And I drew this person, and then I did my own thing on this page, and then we did Danny Gregory taught us how to do these teacups. So I just did show up, and I flipped my book this way when I worked on that. And then the next one was Rhea Sharon. She did line warm-ups. So this is my first one. This was my second one with loops. And then the third one was with Rhea Sharon. Draw when you're not supposed to be looking at the page, but I couldn't do that. I couldn't. So this is supposed to be me. I drew a picture, and then this was blind tour, 1 minute blind, and then this one was also supposed to be blind, but I kind of looked at the page. And then we did Shelley Clamor, and I drew these. First we did this little intention thing in the middle. Then we had to draw like you're a child, and you had a journal about it, and heart check-in, and use from words from magazines on there, and draw a scribble, and that's what I got there. Then I did Charlie O'Shields class, and I wound up doing a day in the park. And then we did some watercolors with him. We did some flowers. And then I did Debbie Petoni's class about scribbling and lines. And then I did Estee McHead's class. I think this was the freebie class. That I did that. And then I did her another class with Estee was with these cats, writing the alphabet and then sketching these cats out. This was a lot of fun, and so much fun that I did another page with cats. Of course I did it upside down, but that's another class of cats. And then I changed it and did people with the same concept. So you draw numbers on the page, and then you sketch out something. Well, she was doing cats, but I did my own with people there. And then the next page is her freebie class. And that's done with all pencils and chalks. And then I did Carla Seinheim's class. And this was some kind of doodle. I don't remember what we did. But that was some kind of doodles. And then I did Nina Rycroft, where you draw dogs. And I thought that was a fun, in my dog mom era. That was fun, right? Doing dogs and they're moving. Then I skipped the page, and then I did this Helen Colebrook's class with doodles. I think I did this on YouTube because she was not in Sketchbook Revival, but I stuck it in here anyway. Then I did Carla Seinheim's class, and I doodled my husband, me, and my dogs. And then I did, here it opens this way, I did my son, my Naomi, and my Victoria, and I just took pictures of them, and then I just put it in here and drew it. Then we're going into the next part of the book here, and I did sidewalk cracks with her, and we did this bird and this dog. And then I can't say her name. So I did this with crayons. We had to draw with crayons. That was fun. And then I did visual journaling with Shubhashri, and we had a journal about 3 things I am grateful for my body, and what hats do I wear, and then what does my door look like. So we had to draw that. And then I did dots with Noah, and I wound up finding 2 bunnies and butterfly and a flower in that time that we did that. I still have more dots here, but I didn't see anything yet. And then this is all blank. I have time to put more stuff in, and also when it opens this way, it also is blank, so I have a lot more to still fill up. So after I made this, I wound up making the same thing again, but I cut it in half so it's smaller, and I got a new cheek sparrow. So here is my cheek sparrow. This is a Pocket Plus. It's very full because I put 2 of these in. I made one of these and cut it in half, so I have 2 of these in here, and I also added something else, but I did a little bit in here, not too much. I'll do it really quickly. So it is on a string somewhere. Here's the string. I put it in the middle, and it's the same thing. It has 3 signatures, and it flips out. I'm trying to find what I worked in. Here's one thing that I did. This is Tony Burt, free class, and I completed that. I really loved her class. That was a lot of fun. So that's that. That's done with collage and collage and what else? Collage, mostly collage, and then drawing with pencils. And then it goes to the next one, and I did this one. I did an intention journal. This is a concertina journal where it flips out. I stuck it in here, and the class that I did here is from Karen Stamper, and it comes out. It flips out like that, and I stuck it in my journal like that, so it's it says, "How wild is your garden?" I did that with Karen Stamper. So that flips out like that, and I still have a lot more to do on the back, so I only used that once. And then I made another one that's in here that's blank, and then in here I believe I stuck something in here, maybe not. I think that's the only thing I did in here, but I made 2 of those journals, and yeah, I didn't really like the small size, but eventually I will fill this up. Yeah, so that fits in there nicely. Look at all that. Anyway, this is ready to go. Then I did a book journal, 3 rooms. This is a book that I gutted out, and I put some beads on the bottom of it. And this has 3 signatures, I believe. And here is Tony Burt's class, one of them. I got stuck in her class. I swear, I really loved her stuff. So you'll see a few things here. And here is the faces made simple, and it flips up. Try to create from the heart and turn off your brain. Go with impulse. So that was there. And then I did this one with her. And I did this with Jessica Swift. This is just with markers. And then back to Tony Burt. You're stronger than you think. And another Tony Burt. It feels great to work with my hands. And I did some stitching on here because I was copying this. And then blank here. This is just pages that I put in here. And then I did this with Tony Burt. No one is too old for fairy tales. And then the blank. A lot of blank pages. Another Tony Burt. She emerges. And another Tony Burt. And this one is Amanda Grace. And I think that is it in here. And this book was Vintage Book by Kaylee Gray. She told us to gut it out and put these papers in. So that's who I did that in May. And the last thing, I made a big journal, a huge journal. This journal here is 9 by 12 in size. It is huge. I did BB Bash last month, and I made this collage thing, so I put it on the top of this. I put the spine, I did it in fabric, and it's actually a cardboard cover. And yeah, so Sketchbook Revival Binge 2025. Okay, so Carla Sondheim, I did a watercolor zoom, and every time I did a class, I was drawing the people that I was doing the classes of. So I did them in order like this, and that's how I did the classes. And I got so inspired that I finished this, and then I had to do more and more. So that's that page there and that page there. So I still have more room to do 2 more. And then I did more on this page. And then I have blank so I could still do more. So yeah, I loved doing this. This is watercolor, and we just scrubbed it on. It was really fun and exciting. But I love doing the doodles of the people in the Zoom. Then I did this positive thinking page. I really like that, but my page sticks together, as you can heard it when I was flipping it. I did that, and then I did this one. It's supposed to be a house, and this is supposed to be the street, but I got obsessed and I didn't feel like drawing the streets, so I just did doodles in the center. And it says Alice's Adventures, and this is supposed to be Alice. Yeah, and it's supposed to be a house. I never finished it. I still put more stuff in. And then I did this page. You are just not done yet. This is collage. This is by Mary Beth Shaw. Lots of doodles and collage and paint. And then I did Courtney Certuti. This was watercolor blotches, and then you just doodle in each one. And I had fun doing the birds. And then I did Tamara Laporte, and I did a house theme with paint. Then I did sketch 1 minute. We had to find something for 1 minute and sketch it. So I did this paper, the paper clip from the Dollar Tree. This was really fun because she made us talk about it, and a journal. It says, I am a purple paper clip. You can find me at the Dollar Tree. Normally I come in a set of 12. I am used to close clips, chips. Lately, Laura uses me to hold her journal open to take a photo. She collects them in a plastic bucket or in the junk drawer. She continues to purchase them as they go missing often. I come in many colors, but today the purple one is on the kitchen table. So, and then you have to do sketch 1 minute, and then you had to take these words. So I had purple, journal, photo, collects, colors, and I wound up using that in here. Doing that little doodle there. And this is by Rachel Rose. Then I did Create Like a Kid, Charlie. That's this. I had blobs on the page, and I had to find things in the blobs. I found the monkey at first, then I found a dragon, then I found a frog, and then I found a bird. So that's that. And then we did Amber Bonici. This was Creativity is Part of Me, and you had to draw a picture and then write some words here. She completes joy. And then I did Joanne Sharp with watercolor and lettering. And then I did Amanda Arneal which is brush lettering. And then that is it. I am done. So that's all I did, and I have a lot more pages to still go. And this book was Link Stitch Book by Sarah Matthews. It's made by it's cardboard, and I put one signature in here of scrapbook paper, sketchbook paper, I think, or watercolor paper. I don't remember what I stuck in here, but yeah, so that is it. So I hope you enjoyed my flip through of my sketchbook revival, and I hopefully will do a video soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.